But this is actually really sad.
Sam
And then
left.
in the... Oh, Sam... Oh, God. What? Oh, okay.
Both Mav and Sam left and Yappa did fuck all.
Oh, yeah. No, I've seen that he's still in the Discord, though. But, yeah.
Yappa did fuck all.
Yeah, no, I imagine. Oh, yeah, shit, I need to get myself a bottle of water. Well, this will be enough. At least for the first game. Best of 3, best of 5?
Best of 5.
Best of 5, okay. Maps are preset or are the teams deciding?
One sec. Yeah, go on, say that again.
Maps are preset or are the teams deciding?
Preset.
Okay, what maps are we looking at?
Let me get them up. They are Busan, Blizzard World, Anubis, Rialto, Nepal.
1 second. I'm gonna... Okay. What? No. So, Busan, then? Rialto, was it?
Busan, Blizzard World, Anubis, Rialto, and then Nepal.
Anubis, Rialto...
Yo, just stream, guys. Let me fucking...
Cool. So this is the Diamond Master bracket, right? Did it have a name?
Nope. Oh yeah, amateur.
Oh yeah, oh, the good old days. Yeah, okay. The amateur tier. I remember that.
Let's go to my channel.
My door ain't closed, fuck's sake.
What was that?
Yeah, try when you're doing all the spectating and all that, try to semi-follow up on like what I'm speaking about when I like say something about, I don't know, the Reinhardt, then like be spectating him and all that.
I'll try to whatever I can.
Dude, we gotta be top tier at least. You know, make the last streams good and not as much of a shit show as it was before.
Holy shit! I just linked it to fucking Chaos Discord and 3 other people joined.
Wait, is there a stream delay? Oh, that doesn't really matter anyway. This, And everyone, thank you for the ping, dude.
You're welcome. Fucking Discord's dead, so might as well revive it. Nah, everybody, so everybody just comes in at once. make the channel all alive again.
Yes.
See, there you go, everyone's coming in. I told you, let's just make it alive again. You're welcome to stream, guys. Make sure I've got all
I'm gonna add everyone just for good measure, if you don't mind. No, I shouldn't.
And make sure I've got all buttons bounded.
Oh no, you need that. Yeah, no, you need to change that, dude.
Right, I got pause. Have I got spectating? I can switch between people.
Yes, good. And like, you need to be in first person. If you...
Can I do first person? Let's see. Yeah, I'm fine. I got it all. We're sorted.
We're sorted, he says.
Go into game, fucked up.
Someone leaves and you suddenly can't find the pause button and everything just goes to shit.
Let me see if the Lions is ready.
Oh yeah, how do you call this game now? Like it's a fight for third and fourth place, yeah?
Yeah.
How do you call this? Like, it's not finals.
I just call it semis.
But it's not a semi. Yeah, that's the thing. It's not the semi-final.
Yeah, but you might as well just call it fucking semis so everybody knows what the fuck we're on about.
Oi! No. I want quality here, okay? Come on, professionalism.
You call it whatever you want. You're the caster.
It's not fair. Don't put responsibility on me.
You're the caster.
It's not nice.
Why are they all changing just to play icon? Oh fucking hell. Yo, welcome to the stream, guys. Holy shit. My channel's active for once. I'm gonna stream more often on my own channel.
Wait, are we already online?
Yeah,
Or
I'm already
on
live.
air, whatever. We are like, oh, hello people. Oh, I mean, then introduce us, dude.
Well, they all know me, you muppet. Like, it's my channel for a reason.
What?
It's my channel for a reason, they all know me. It's you they don't know. You'll have to do it while I sort this shit out.
I have to do the introduction? Okay.
I need to sort this shit out.
I'll wait until the game starts. Yeah. I'll wait until then. Oh, Vince Spacey, this is gonna be good.
You're gonna fuck Spacey up if he's not. You're just gonna rip him apart when he joins the party.
Oh, I just heard myself and I don't like hearing myself.
That's why I mute mine. I watch chat but mute it completely so I don't hear myself.
You can't do that, dude. I'm just gonna be talking to myself then, like every single comp game I ever played.
I mean, I go in comp and talk to brick walls because it's like talking to real people in fucking comp.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, that is true, yeah. They're not necessarily nice people, but, you know, communication is key.
Yeah,
what are we waiting for?
We're waiting for Lions Academy said they're ready.
Oh, okay, fair.
Even though I typed ready and it said try. What the fuck?
Yes. All right then, to finally get this starting, good evening ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fight for the third and fourth place in the Chaos League amateur tier. My name is Barkfa, I'm joined by Devil Monkey this time to cast the first map Busan. Devil Monkey, tell me, what do you think is gonna happen here between Lions Academy and Vindication Academy?
Both teams are gonna run dive, they have to. I said Lions could take it purely on the fact that they, in their last game, they beat the team that was in first place to make them to stay in the playoffs.
Very nice. Yeah, no, this particular map on Busan is very dive heavy, but further than that, because of all the very hard to reach high ground, Widow is also a very nice pick. We can already see that on Lions Academy. There, I'm Rednix. On that Widow, not the same for Vindication. They are running a not traditional dive. They are running the Goats dive, in fact, which is always very interesting to see, and particularly strong against non-Goats comps. So, yeah. Now, this is going to be interesting to see, as there is a lot of with that triple tank dive on the side of Vindication. They're going to be able to possibly take care of Rednix rather quickly, but if he can get a few quick shots, especially onto Carl, the Zenyatta from the side of Vindication, it's going to be a very easy and quick fight. But already engaging Vindication very, very quick on the point. Never mind, it's Lions being very quick to the point. A dive from the side of Vindication coming in. No one really getting killed. Actually, oh my god, that does drop to Ebi, the main tank from Lions Academy, as Rednix is being uncontested on the high ground, killing the enemy Lucio as the cleanup is coming from Epic Ebi and his fellow D.Va there. Alliance can really solid first push, being the first one to the point, putting a lot of pressure on their opponents and taking the point. Come on, Devil, don't leave me hanging. Go on.
I'm not leaving you hanging. I was just trying to focus on who to fucking spectate.
Oh, I'll try to solve the card if you.
Oh, maybe it was in the back line just then.
Hey, go on. Okay, now Vindication finally going on the point with Spacey now on the main tank Reinhardt, as Rednix will get the first kill onto Vance, who is switched over to Widowmaker Mecha now as well. That Widow 1v1 will be really, really key to winning these fights, as the Primal is being popped from the side of Lions Academy. Epic Ebi now with his bubble blocking the D.Va bomb from the side. Actually, it was from the side of Lions Academy as well. That's now winning the 1v1 against Rednix. This time it's even by now. Both got one kill. The Coalescence being pulled out from the side of Vindication. There is a huge charge onto Cypher. He's called Cypher now. Vindication now taking the point. Very, very good. Cleaning up spelling is hard. Getting 2 kills there. Very delayed one onto the Swagman, even though probably leaving him as a naked D.Va would have been a better choice in the staggering sense. We are seeing switches to a more traditional, to the traditional goats with a Widow. In fact, they're on the side of Lions as they are pushing in now really hard onto the enemy main tank. This is what you do as the as goats. There comes the Shatter from Space, but he hits a Shatter. You should really just stick to casting, to be honest. There's a grab coming in. Did it get eaten? I believe it was. Huge eats by the Swagman here, as Jojo will get a D-Mac onto Speedy Guns. Let's see if there comes the beat off from the side of Lions. Will be pushing harder. Dons are dropping to the Swagman. This is Lions Academy having the advantage, killing Speedy Gun, the naked D.Va as well. As Space will get a pick onto Epic Ebi though. That's going to be huge. The main tank from is very key in this goat setup, but it is still Lions Academy taking the fight, cleaning up spelling is harder on a point. Yeah, taking it back, but Vindication did have the magical 85% Devil.
Yeah,
only one fight.
Quick grab charge though from Jojo. He's already got it after first fight.
Oh yeah, that's true. Directly after the switch to that goes with Widow, interesting as it is. Already having a grab is quite strong.
It's gonna be a big grab.
It has to be a big grab, otherwise it's going to be Vindication taking the round, who are now on the point with the beat and Coalescence being used at the same time from side of Vindication. Not a lot of communication, and most likely there's a D.Va bomb far too high. There's the second D.Va bomb. This one actually hits the point though, no kill, so getting blocked straight away. There is the kill onto, oh my god, that OMG.
Big grab coming in.
Big grab coming in is indeed, and it is Lions taking the point without any casualties, as Carl will just kill himself.
Oh, but
they did actually get the point.
Yeah, the captain got to 99. One fight left.
Oh, I'm actually blind, yeah. But I mean, to be honest, it's not that big of a difference, as after the magical 85%, it is basically when you win the fight, you've won the round. Now it is Rednix being zoned out a bit from that high ground. As Vindication is trying the same thing they tried last push, going through that bottom left room corridor, who knows. Spacey trying to try something now. Is he trying the same? Both hit nothing. There are more ultimates from the side on the side of Lions, so the Shatter already coming in. Yeah, unfortunately doesn't find anything. Ebi dropping in the process. Vindication looking very strong now. They only need to kill 5 more people. They have the upper hand. Where is their aggressiveness? They need to go hard now. There's a D-Mac. There comes the Graviton finding nothing. You hate to see it happen. So Lions is still in the game, dropping the beat. There is the rally now being used from the side of Vindication. This is just a huge back and forth using ultimates, but no value coming from it. Another D.Va bomb spelling is now getting the kill. Oh, a huge bomb getting to Rednix, and unfortunately dropping to Epic He'd be charging Spacey off that map. But now this is Vindication having a huge advantage. You're taking the point. And with that, the first round too. Yeah, Devil. Looking back at that first round, tell me what was going right for Vindication to win that first round? What went wrong on this side of lines, which made them consequently lose the round?
Well, normally when it's goats v goats, it just comes down to who's got the better communication. So it was probably more on the fact of Vindication communication together was just a lot better than Lions Academy, and that's why they could push in and get the fight.
Yeah. I think also ultimate usage was just a bit more effective from the side of Vindication. There, that D.Va Bomb in the end, basically providing all the cleanup they needed. After that D.Va Bomb, there was not a lot of focus fire that you needed anymore. It was basically a one fight from then on. But yeah, I agree. Goats, it's not hard to run, but to master it, you need that communication focus fire because you need to rush one target and kill it quickly. And Vindication did that better than Lions this time. Now on to the second round. Now we are seeing switches being made from Lions here. Now on the dive with a Doomfist. Redneck's on a Doomfist. He can play it, I know that much. And if you're not trying to dive though, getting only a rotation out of it though. As Jojo will get the first kill on Carl. That's actually a huge hit to Zenyatta down on the side of Vindication. As Vads will get a retaliation kill onto Ibby though, as Spacey drops Redneck's at Doomfist, finally finding some value, as he will be getting killed by Donza, getting two, well actually a D-Mac and the kill on Redneck's. Huge plays by that Zarya from the Vindication, as Speedy Guns will kill Merc as well. The fight on the point still going, but it is Vindication slowly cleaning up. That goal is just stronger than a dive, unfortunately. Talk to me, Devil, come on.
I might be coughing my head off. I don't think you want me to be coughing while you're trying to do this.
A huge bomb being pulled in, getting our Cypher on that mess. It's going to actually be huge because there is no healing now for the side of Lions. I honestly think they need to switch, or it doesn't matter if they've got ultimates, they just can't go up against that huge, that really strong triple tank, triple support composition. Interestingly enough, Jojo is on that somewhere still behind enemy lines. He's just waiting to go in and use his EMP, which could be huge. Fully EMP Goats is basically useless. And there it comes now. There needs to be the push, and there is the push with the switches being coming from Lions. They do have a Reinhardt now. There is a lot of ultimates being used, and we can only see Red in the kill feed. They are now taking it to the point with the hack onto Carl on that Monitor, who will drop really quickly there, spelling his tower. The last one to be killed. That EMP was just really key.
Yeah, got the AB the shatter as well. He's only got 10% away, one fire strike, and he's got it.
Very true, yeah, really quickly taken. I mean, once you EMP the enemy team, when you're the Rhino and you somebody EMPs them all, the only thing you do is walk forward and press R2 basically. There comes a huge grab from the side of Vindication. They're getting two Rednecks and the Swagman, unfortunately, and Ibby now following up the killing, dying as well to Kara. The Moira is the primary DPS in that team composition, as it seems. Merc jumping off the map, interestingly enough. I don't know though, I mean, yeah, actually it was, his team was getting killed rather quickly there. Now we are getting, yeah, go on.
Looks like Space is going to be going for a shatter with how aggressive he's playing.
Oh yeah, and they do have both support ultimates as well. Almost a rally too, and the bomb, so it seems though. Oh, what a huge shatter getting Cypher already. Speedy Gun, so maybe it's actually backfiring. No, it's a 4v4 now, as Carl will get a kill onto Ibby with his coalescence. Carl getting another kill. Why is it always him in the kill feed? Now into the overtime lines, they have to pull this off somehow, but Donza on that Zarya is just cleaning up as Rednecks will die on the point, and that's the Vindication taking Busan in a 2-0 fashion. So, you want to wrap it up and lead us into the next map?
Yep. I think what they did Lions Academy in that second map was basically they stayed on dive for too long. Dive can be dominant in that map, but when you've already lost a Goats v Goats battle, where communication is key, the dive v Goats is just not going to work.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. In general, I believe that dive is just an inferior composition to Goats, especially on that map, in my opinion, because it's so many hallways, tight spaces. Goats is just at the dominant team. You don't actually have any space to dive on people, especially Winston's just gonna bump his head into the ceiling and not get much done. So yeah, I'm in full agreement there. But now to the next map, please.
We're going to Blizzard World.
Blizzard World, yeah. What do we expect comp-wise here? Looking at what Idle Team likes to play as well, what do you think is going to happen here?
I say probably Lions is the dive because they're really a dive team, and Vindication never seen them on Blizzard World before, so can't say what they would ever run.
Yeah, I mean, I do think Vindication is a bit more that Goats-ish team from what I've seen so far. They do like that more traditional Goats as well, while Lions is a bit more experimenting with, for example, the Widow with their Goats, Rednix on that. He is a fairly good DPS, so you know he can play that Widow, and we have seen him getting kills. So they like to experiment a bit more, in my opinion. And yeah, that dive, like you said, they have shown us a lot of dive, which is unfortunately not always that effective. But anyways, yeah, I think there's going to be any predictions for score or similar.
I said both teams could cap it or get close to capping the point.
Oh, yeah, they should. Otherwise, it's going to be a fairly boring game if they don't get to cap the first point. Well, yeah. I mean, I think especially the first point dive is a bit more favored, as like all the air space. I don't know how to call it. There's a lot of ways you can just jump about on the map, but then again, Goats is also with that point presence just really a force to be reckoned with if played correctly, obviously.
Dive's more better for the second point, where there's more high ground to just soft contest off the high ground.
That is very true. Yeah, you've got a lot more high ground to play with. Obviously, on the first point, also you could run on defense a semi treehouse dread on behind the point or to the front left of the point. Even though the front left, in my opinion, is never really a good point to hold from, as you would have to rotate rather quickly if the enemy team, if the attacking team would just walk around you basically. But treehouse dreads, maybe we'll see that too. Orisa, possibly a D.Va or Hog. I mean, that triple tank composition, Hog, D.Va, Orisa is not that bad too. There is still a lot of damage, a lot of sustain, and a lot of contest potential. So I don't know. There's a lot you can play. Blizzard World is a map that you can be very versatile on.
Yep. Looks like we're going in.
Well, then on to the first round on Blizzard World. It is Lions Academy being on the attack first. Here we can already see the Rein Zarya coming with the Zenyatta, so possibly Goats. I'm sure Lions also knows how strong Goats is in, well, every kind of context, really. And we are seeing not Goats on the Vindication side, but Rein Zarya with the triple support and a McCree, which is interesting. Maybe they are trying... They are thinking about having to compensate against a Pharmacy, which is not a primary Goats counter, but a very viable one, because she will get her ultimate in a matter of seconds. But yeah, I'm interested to see what we will see from Lions coming into this first attack now.
Yeah, with the Vindication comp, there's another variation that people do, is swapping the Moira for Zen and then doing the 2 dive tanks. But that's normally used more on control maps.
You know, we are seeing the Ana guilds from the side of Lions. They're probably expecting having to run against the traditional guilds, even though that would not be a fairly good matchup. But interesting to see, the Ana guilds definitely strong composition as they are going through the low ground there now, just rushing towards the point here. Now is Ibi taking the initiative, going straight on the point, pushing hard with his Lucio speed boost. It is already Vindication being pushed below Archers. Unfortunately, Vats is still on the high ground, getting grouped around a bit though. Speedygun's just there to contest him, so no one can go after Vats, and it's already proving value as Rednix is trying to push Vats off the high ground, but just gets stunned. No kills coming. Now already a shatter from Spacey, who will get slapped before he can get any value. Though that's a shame, as Donza will get a kill onto AB though. As Jojo will drop as well to Speedygun. That Brigitte is just a force to reckon with. I really dislike Brick, by the way. And Rednix will get a kill onto Vats though, as Swagman will jump off the map to group up with his team. That's a shame. First push will go in favor of the defense.
Without even letting the tick up, neither.
True. Even though they got pushed back so far below Archers, I think what won them that fight was just that high ground presence. Vats with his Brigitte up on the high ground it's a really smart move, because it's really hard to contest him then with a goat setup. There's already a grab coming in from the side of Vindication though. It's getting 2 tanks in it. There is a High Noon coming in, fairly smart as well. They comboed it with the Brick Stun to get value out of it, but it's not that good. It's not that much value out of the grab and High Noon, because there's only 1 kill onto Rednix, and now it is Lions taking the advantage, taking the advantage, killing Donza there with the nano boost and run at Ibby, just so much point presence, putting so much pressure on his enemies. There is the rally now on the point, but I don't think it's going to be enough. There's Lucy to contest as well. Vats is back on the high ground, but he will be getting contested at some point by Sniper on that Lucy, and it's Lion taking all the kills, taking the first tick here, and possibly the point as well.
Yeah, Vindication's just backing up. Oh, they're coming back in.
With the Hammond pile driver, getting loads of damage in, but there is a grab, getting more than enough people and the bomb to follow up on it, and it will get Carl actually, not the one in the grab. That's the point taken, as Vindication is just being zoned off. Nothing you can do against it. Your phone, I like it.
What the?
Yeah. Yeah, no. Going into the next fight though, I do believe it is Lions who have the advantage. I mean, Spacey does have his Shatter, so does Ibby, and there is a Nana boost almost ready again for Jojo on the side of Lions, so if played correctly, Lions should be able to take this, but if Vindication takes the initiative early and gets a huge Shatter of Spacey, it's all on you, dude. You need to make it work. Then Vindication could take his space, already dropping down with his team now to initiate. There's the Shatter, getting blocked by a bubble though. Yeah, that's huge. But it's still enough. Vance following up, hitting Jojo as Ibby will drop to Carl as well. That Discord, that Discord orb is just so devastating. There is a pharmacy now on the side of Lions though, which could be able to do a lot of damage. And
she's got her ult already.
Oh, she does. Rednix on that Farron is pumping in so much damage. I mean, against goats, again, Pharmacy is a semi-counter just because she can get so much free damage, basically. The only one to really contest her is Vats on that Diva. Yeah, let's see what happens.
You also have Sniper now with the Dragon Ball.
Now in last 3.4 meters here, here comes the Dragons and the Barrett from the side of Lions, getting only 1 kill onto Spacey. It's still a 5v5, never mind, the Vindication is taking the advantage, killing Jojo as well, but Carl will drop in the process. It's now a 4v4 here, but it's Lions that are pulling back, even though they're getting another kill for Spelling. Now it is Vindication who will have to push quick, but there is a spawn advantage, a rather good one for the side of Vindication. That's why Spacey is already back, being able to push, but Ibby killing 2 there. Vaz and Speedy Guns will be dropping to him as Rednix Dragons will finally get some more values. Well, the only one left on the point now is Donzo on the Zarya, who is getting close to a Graviton. Let's see if he can pull it off. Ooh, there is a lot of contesting going on. The Diva Bomb coming. Oh, the Diva Bomb was choked, unfortunately hitting the side, the pillar of the archers there. But it doesn't matter really, as Vindication are able to just come back quicker. That spawn advantage is so devastating here for the side of Vindication. Yeah, just
That's gonna go first switch.
Is he? Yep. Probably to something, yeah, to the Widow, which we have seen him play before on Rialto. Yeah, to take care of that pharmacy. I'm interested to see if it will be working. If Rednix will play as Pharah smart. Might be that he would still be able to be dominant here though. Now there are basically 6 ultimates. Oh, Sniper popping off, getting that, and Carl, and that Graviton from the side of Vindication will unfortunately not be enough to retell. There's another Dragons and Barrage. Why do they always use both at the same time? But it doesn't really matter as Lions, my apologies, will take the checkpoint with hell.
I know it.
What?
I said finally.
Oh yeah, no, 4 ultimates being used there, which is too much, I think. Very interesting to see how the Dragons and Barrage are always used at the same time. Yeah, I'm just missing that bit of communication to prevent that from happening, because those Dragons, they could have been used now to combo with the Grav. But if you look at the top right corner, Rednix almost has another Barrage.
Yep.
Now Rally being popped from the side of Vindication. There was the grab, but is there going to be enough follow-up? Yeah, great grab, I agree, but only 1 kill from it. Speedy Guns. In return, Carl gets the kill onto Ibby, who's just charging through the grab, and now his Lions already backing off again. I don't know why it's a 5v5, it's still winnable. Lions just being that a tad too passive in my opinion, but Devil, what do you think? Why are they backing up right here?
I think they're backing up because what your normal thing when you're playing like 6v6 style is, if your main tank goes down, you are in a uphill battle, and because Vindication still had their main tank, it was easier for Vindication to win that fight.
No, I could actually really agree with that. So versus when the main tank is just so key to any comp really. Now this fight won very dominantly by Vindication, though, even forcing a few ultimates out of Lions, and they only have 30 seconds left now. Sniper killing himself therefore to come back quicker. Speedy Guns being really aggressive, but getting value out of it too. Now, onto the last fight. Who do you think has the upper hand here?
It could be anyone. There's the prize fight.
Ooh.
Now I should say Vindication.
Looking at it, yes, but there comes the Shatter and Dragons both not getting any of the. Actually, if he got a kill with his Shatter, it's a shame to see Rednix die that quickly in the middle of his ultimate at the start of the fight. But now, oh, huge charge onto the enemy Zarya. Now, where's the fuck? Oh, it's a shame he was not able to kill Donza, but there is a lot of weight, a lot of space now for Lions Academy to push the payload, and they are taking it. But actually, no, Sniper and AB getting 2 kills there onto Vets and Speedy Guns. There's the grab now from the side of, yeah, from the side of Vindication, which is huge, but there's no follow-up. There's no one there. Now it's Lions taking point. Or never mind, there's still someone contesting. Nope. No, it all changed. I think it was a Tracer there, Vets contesting for a second, then recalling, which was obviously the wrong choice.
Oh, but they got him down into overtime, which is good.
That is true, but I'm actually semi-surprised that Lions still got a Vindication. They were dominant most of the time. Now Lions finally, pulling back, even though they were running into a grab. Really well played from the side of Lions. They're just, being quicker on the kill side of things, and therefore preventing any follow-up on Vindication's grab. So, yeah. I don't know, what do you expect from Vindication's attack now?
I mean, not what they're running. I was not expecting that type of goat to come out.
That's true. I've actually never properly seen a Roadhog Ghost being played. I think. Or
I've
have
seen
I?
it before on defense, but
Yeah.
not with Zen Lucio Brig. It was always Mario Lucio Brig.
I mean, because you've got the Roadhog instead of a Diva, he's got a lot of self-sustain, so I can imagine that working if all the other three healers will really focus on keeping that Reinhardt Spacey up.
Yeah,
Could work, really.
I know.
But to the defensive comp here, we are seeing the pharmacy, so possibly a counter. Actually, we now see a Sombra being played by Donza on the sort of Vindication, so that pharmacy might be getting shut down rather hard now, but we shall see as the first attack, the first fight commences. Vindication is staying in spawn, sorry.
I like what they did. They brought the Sombra out to see what Lions Academy was running, and then go back and switch to a counter comp.
Yeah, no, it's true. Really quick scouting and then adapting. Adaptability is really, really important, especially in this day and age with all the different gold camp positions. There comes a huge anti-nade from Jojo, sorry. Just getting a bit of damage in. Oh yeah, no, I agree that scouting and then switching, adapting is really smart. The question is if it was worth it. Vance taking out the Pharah 2 times in a row. Now that must be frustrating for Redney's. But his team is not dead yet, and there's no one on the point from Vindication who are attacking right now. But there are 3 people left, and they are backing up. They don't see them winning against that Reinhardt, Zarya, and Hanzo, and does prove to be the right thing as Vance will drop 2 Sniper and another kill onto Carl. That's some huge staggers here from the side of Lions.
Oh, we've seen the Pharah switch to a Tracer here.
I mean, after getting killed 2 times in a row by Vance, understandably so, yeah.
Yep.
That must be quite frustrating.
Oh, we've seen an Ashe come out from Vads.
Oh yeah, she's allowed to be played now. That's going to be interesting.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to seeing Ashe being played. While I don't think she's going to have a huge impact on meta, I do like her. Ooh, there is a huge dive onto Jojo now and Sniper as well. 2 very key parts of Lions compute dead already. And there goes Cypher as well. That's both healers down. And Lions, they are just losing more and more people. The Swagman dropping to Donza on that Hammond as well. Now it's Ibby dying to space as well. And that's Vindication taking the first point with a considerable amount of time left as well.
Yep. Oh, the Tracer. Stall.
Yeah, possibly not actually. See, they did take the point.
Yep.
Good thing I did not finish my sentence.
I think Lions really need to switch off this double main spot. It's just not going to work for them.
For Lions or for...
Lions on the Mercy. I know. They've got no Pharah,
Yeah.
the Mercy is not needed right now.
It's very true, but she is close to her ultimate, and that Res is just still a very strong ability, at least in my opinion.
Yep.
Now it is Lions pushing up really hard. They're getting a kill onto Veds as well. That's the Ashe down. What a shame. I would have liked to see some more Ashe gameplay here. And I mean, holding close on Blizzard World here right after the point, and yeah, defending below Archers is really strong if you can put it up. But there comes the Diva Bomb instead of Vindication, and it will get
Huge
2
Diva
huge bomb. As Spacey is jumping in as well and getting some kills, so that's Vindication taking the point. What a bomb! Speedy Guns there, carrying hard here with his Diva Bomb. Now going into the next fight though, looking at the top, well, all the players, there are 5 ultimates, I'm sorry, I do not know how to call it. 5 ultimates on the side of Lions, so they should be able to take the fight rather dominantly, rather easy, at least with 1 grab. I mean, that's the thing, we have to see some really good old economy now. There is the Transcendence being popped from the side of
Here comes the grab.
Vindication, which leaves them open for a huge grab.
The problem I didn't like with that is Sniper and Radnix. You play ults at the same time again.
I would have said the same thing now. It's It was a huge grab. It was really well played how they baited out the Transcendence with the Shatter and then grabbing. That's really
Huge
plays.
stagger
Big
coming on
brand
Speeder.
Oh. It hurt, it pains me every time. But yeah, no, huge play, yeah, big brand plays here from the side of Lions, but then those two DPS ultimates being thrown because it's just that plat mindset of, oh, grab, kills, which is just not, has no place in a tournament, unfortunately.
Yep. The only way I said Lions could win this fight is if Ibby gets a big shatter here.
True, but we will actually see now Bob in action as well, as Belisar will get killed early by Ibby, so that's probably Vindication backing off again to group up. Yeah, that's exactly what we're seeing. Zrednik's trying to get a bit more damage in, which he does. He dive drop really low though, but no, he's out. I'm really interested to see how Bob works in a tournament environment against really coordinated teams, because that's, I don't think he's too viable then. There, we can hear the Bob do something. He's running quite hard, actually getting almost a kill onto Jojo there, who will be healed back up though, as Carl drops to Rednix, proving himself to be a very worthy Tracer player. Donza using his minefield around the point, actually more so on the high ground, so most of it is wasted unfortunately, as Ibby gets assaulted by multiple people. Dropping to Stacy, but he does take a lot of time off Vindication's hands. Now Lions are pulling back a bit. Rednix unfortunately dropping 2 speedy guns now, as Vindication is pushing the pallet. They're getting close to the first checkpoint now, but now the Saborn advantage is for the side of Lions. It's not a huge bomb getting Jojo. Speedy guns bombed out is really important here, as Donza gets a kill onto Ibby, so that's 2 already down from the side of Lions, and that's the checkpoint taken. Don't even need to be hype about it, more of a C9 to be honest. Huge stagger onto Rednix, but to be honest, Lions would probably not want to defend that early, so Rednix has more than enough time to come back. Switching to a McCree now, interesting, maybe wanting to take advantage of the high ground. Devil, what do you think of that McCree switch?
I think it's decent, but you've got 3 tanks coming diving in at you. Like, McCree just on normal dive, like just Winston div, it's fine. When you've got 3 tanks coming at you, and they can create the space so the Ash can just get you easily, it's going to be hard to pull the McCree.
No, it's very true, and there's not a lot of characters that can peel on the sort of Lions. As the next fight does commence, 2 kills already for the side of Lions Academy, getting Spacey and that. AB does drop in the meantime though, but Lions do have it. Never mind, they don't have the advantage anymore, as Gons will take Rednix out, and Vaz is getting just back up. There's the D-Mac onto the Speedy Gons though, which will, there is a grab, getting 2 in it. There is more than a follow-up. Cypher and the Swagman getting 2 kills out of it, and that's Vindication on the retrieve for another group up. Oh yeah, Speedy Gon's killing himself to get his mech back. 30 seconds remaining. It's going to be an actually really close match right now. It's, yeah, very even, in my opinion. Or will we see something that Lions Academy did, where the pedal will be pushed in overtime, or will this be over? This will be the last fight, well, at least, if Lions wins. There is already a nano boost onto Ibby, who will hopefully get his ultimate with that. Yep. The Transcendence used from the side of Vindication. And there's the Shatter and the Dragon. And the High Noon. So many ultimates being thrown from the side.
Everything just to win at the end, innit?
Oh, yeah, no, exactly. They only need to win this fight, so why save ultimates? And it seems as though they will. Spacey dropping as well. 2 snipers. Shame to see it happen. Vindication out losing the second map. Blizzard War. It's Lions proving to be a lot more alive this match. After they lost, it wasn't the Storm. No, it wasn't Rialto. Busan, it was Busan, sorry. After Vindication took the first map, Busan rather dominantly as well, taking it 2-0. It is now Lions coming back really strong. Yeah, getting it. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with this. It was just, yeah, well played by
Lions taking map 3. Making it a close-ass game for 3rd and 4th place.
Oh yeah. No, it just proves to be really nice to see that this is going to be a very even game and not a stomp. It's always quite boring to see the team getting stomped. But this, yeah, this this could evolve to a very interesting game now. I mean, to be honest, after Busan, I did kind of think, I mean, Lions, they were not clueless, like, not at all, but it did seem as though Vindication was dominant most of the time, so I didn't actually think Lions would be able to pull this much off, and I was proven wrong. Of course I was. I mean, you've probably heard it before, the Caster's Curse, but, you know.
Yeah, the only bad thing I say about Alliance is the ult usage, and how many they use in one fight needs to be a lot better if they want to win full series of Vindication.
No, it's very true. Again, I'm just going to repeat myself from before. They've got such huge and 900 IQ plays where they bait out a trance to then grab. I mean, it's just so well played. But then to destroy the mood, they put in 2 ultimates, which they probably didn't even need one of them, to be perfectly honest. Once you've got a good grab without anything to counter it on the enemy side, you can just, you know, you don't even need ultimates to kill them, especially if you've got a Reinhardt standing right next to it. But anyway, now after this draw in the standings from the last 2 maps, on to third map, Temple of Anubis. What do you think is going to happen here with Lions back on the attack again?
I'd say with Lions, it's got to be dive with a Widow at least on this map. It's just too strong not to use, especially for first point. Dive is so good on this map. Second point, you'll probably see a switch from the Winston to the Rhine, but for first point, you've got to see the dive coming out.
I mean, maybe Lions will actually run the triple tank dive as well that Vindication was running before, which is good. And I have a lot of fun seeing that triple tank dive because Hammond is one of my personal favorites, to be honest. But yeah, no, I agree. Dive is strong on this first point, especially if you've got a Widow set up on the bridge. You can just create a lot of chaos, and then that Widow can take advantage of it. But we're seeing the Widow now come out on the defensive side. Vance back on it with a more treehouse-ish strat with the Orisa Hog.
See, I don't like this from Vindication. If I were running treehouse, I'd rather want to hold at the back right, all the way at the top, with a D.Va to drop down to contest.
Yeah. I've seen that comp and played it myself before as well, which it's a really nice comp, yeah. But you need a way of getting up there, so you either need a sim to teleport you up, or Mei. Unfortunately, they don't have that. But now onto the attack, we are seeing the traditional goats come out from a set of lines. To be honest, going the boring route here, well, taking the boring route, going now into the right on their attack, wanting to take the high ground, actually split pushing. Interesting, with Ibi going on the point as the rest of his team will be pushing onto the high ground here. There is a rotation coming out from the side of Vindication already with Spacey on the point now, pushing Lions into the small health kit room there. They are still on the attack, they just need to come out now, stabilizing, which is a very smart thing to do. As they push back out with Ibi on the front line, now it is Rednecks getting the first kill to Cow. Huge plays as Sniper is zoning out Vads. And this is 3 kills already for Lions Academy. Such a solid attack here as Ibi will take another kill to Spaceys. Vads will win the Widow 1v1, but it's not enough. It's Lions who will take the point.
The Vindication, I said, needs to switch off this Widow. This Widow will not work against Goats.
I mean, I think against on the second point it could work rather well, especially if she wins the Widow 1v1 early into the fight. Otherwise, yeah, I agree, because especially Sniper, he seems to be very keen on zoning Vance out, which is his job, and he's done it very well. But I mean, we do see Vance switching over to the McCree, so that problem is dealt with. Now, it's taking Lions rather long to actually engage here. They are going now into that little inside room on the right from the defender's point of view. Now pushing into point, there is not a lot of rotation going on from the side of Vindication. They have to dive now. They are diving onto the main thing, but there is not an... Oh, Speedy going through is getting countercharged by the Brig. Will drop to this Ragman. That's going to be huge. There comes the bomb, which will... getting the D-Mac. Donza just flying out of the little room behind the point at the wrong time. At the wrong point in time, sorry. And it's Lions are already being very dominant on the point, getting the first tick as Doomfist will be coming back, getting a kill onto Cypher. Speedy Guns, huge place there. Is that already a high noon from the side of Vindication? It doesn't get anyone, unfortunately. There was a grab just to zone out really well. It shouldn't be used to be zoned out, to zoning people out, but it was, unfortunately. Carl dropping to Jojo and Lucio. Oh, the shatter, unfortunately, only hits a pillar after getting booed high up in the air. You hate to see it up, and SPD Guns will drop to Redning Star again. His Tracer play is on point, getting the DMAC as well. Now the Vats is back with Carl on, and his Lucio on the point, spelling his power on that Lucio. Will drop relatively Swagman, being a lot in the kill feed right now is Zarya. He is building up with his next Graviton rather quickly. This is such a long fight. This is why I do not like TCP maps. There is the Meteor Strike coming in now from the side of Vindication, getting no one as Ibi will get a charge on Spacey. That Hammond is dead to contest, but he gets killed so quickly as Vats will drop to a Tracer Bomb. There is now the Diva Bomb from the side of Vindication, getting a Swagman as a side for River killed by Speedy Guns. Maybe Vindication will take this back with Ibi. Never mind, now it's Lions Academy coming back again, getting a shatter on Donza with the being dropped as well. My god, my poor throat. Can you please make me stop talking? Just someone win the fight. Vin Spacey getting a kill onto a Rednix now with his minefield, which is only zoning of half the point though, so it might not be enough. But Spelling Star getting killed to Ibi now, and this is no Vindication finally coming back and forcing Lines off the point. Take it off from here, please. I need to drink something now.
Always you've had onto Traitor, Wavy's Pulse Bomb, and a Meteor Strike coming out.
Huge.
Pulse Bomb already.
Stagger. No, really well played. That means that Lions now has to group up again and pull back. Two huge staggers as well. I don't really understand why Speedy Guns used his ultimate there, but they're getting some huge staggers, so it shall be forgiven. But I mean, what we saw just there is what you see so many times in, I have to say this every time, but no offense, lower elo games. I mean, this is the amateur tier, so Diamond Masters. And if there's just not enough focus fire from the attacking side, fights on the second point can drag on for so long, because no one can get the cleanup done properly, and it's just going to be a huge contest fest, and it was exactly that. And Vindication had finally pulled it back with a few huge kills, some huge plays, but yeah. Lives now, they can take it back. They've got that grab ready. If it is a team kill, they've got the point because they did get the first 2 ticks, so it was not a worthless fight. That fight was basically like 1.5 minutes long, if not 2. Now Spacey is using his minefield rather early just to zone Lions Academy off. Speedy Guns will get, Jojo running right into the minefield, and Ibi too. Why? What is going on? 2 kills. I'm confused. Anyway, Spacey getting a huge minefield there, getting 2 kills, and there's already another fight won, and Sniper is just getting staggered.
Yep. And the stagger comes again.
Yeah, it's actually a huge stagger. Now they might get another one onto Brigitte there. No, she got out, and it's Vindication falling back to the point. And they have some ultimates at their disposal now. What do you think is going to happen in the next fight here? Any predictions? Tell me.
I'd say Lions could take it if they get a good grab off, but if they get the grab off, they need to not use Shatter straight away, because beat will most likely come out from Vindication, so then you Shatter after the beat goes.
That's very true. There comes the Diva Bomb now already from that's a huge Diva Bomb getting Ibi. He was just shielding, but yeah, that boot then got him, and that's Speedy Guns following up with 2 kills onto Rednix and Cypher. What a solid defense. What happened to Lions' attack? That first attack was so flawless, and now this, what happened?
I just Lions needs to switch it up here. The Ghost is not working against this comp. It's been not working this entire time, no matter what they've tried.
Very interestingly so as well, because Vindication is not running a pure Goats counter. They've got that Doomfist, yeah, and the Hammond, but the Tracer and the D.Va are not necessarily Goats counters, but it's working out great, so who am I to question it?
I'd say one of the main points that's probably helping them against his Goats is Carl on that Ana with his anti-grenades.
That is true. Oh,
That
what a
huge
sleep, dog!
Just as we're speaking about him.
My God! Yeah. What? I think that's shutting down every attempt from the side. Oh, and the bomb is choked as well. That's a shame. Lions Academy, unfortunately, not getting any value out of their ultimate. The Speedy Guns, this Meteor Strike will find Redmix. That Reaper Switch is probably quite smart, unless you get hit in the face by a Meteor Strike. And this is Vindication being very solid here on that defense. It is now the Wagman left on the point. Cypher dropping early, dropping quickly. Sniper getting D-Mag. There is a D.Va bomb just to zone any of Lions Academy's players off now. There's a naked D.Va left who will have to contest for now with Jojo on the Lucio. Becker is still on the point. The Swagman killing himself with his own bombs. And it is Vindication being very solid here on that defense. Yeah, I have to get back to it. Lions ultimate usage was just so choky. The D.Va bomb being flown onto that little what's it called? Jesus, names. Come on, Simon. Jesus, help me out. You talk about it.
The right side. Just call it
that. Just the right side. Oh, just not a little high ground platform there on the on the pillar. The D.Va bomb was thrown on that, unfortunately, and with that getting no value at all as the grab was pulled in. Of course, I need to point out again what a huge sleep dart. Yeah, onto Ibby, who was just in the middle of his shatter. Yeah, no, it was just huge. So now it is not lost yet though for Lions Academy, because they did basically get the first point, and if they can full hold the first point, which is unlikely to be honest, because it is so hard to full hold the first point on 2CP, but they could do it, and then even if they lose the first point, the second point, they've got 86% of it, so it's not a lost fight whatsoever. Now with Vindication on the attack though, we do see the traditional Goats again, the same attempt that, well, the same thing that Lions ran on their attack. As Lions, they have that treehouse thread with Orisa and Bastion on the high ground that we were talking about earlier, and that's going to be very hard to contest for Vindication on that attack. But if they are smart enough and just hug the wall in the little health kit room, we have to see rotations from the side of Lions Academy, which will not be in their favor. Now we do see Vindication now taking a risky approach to this Treehouse Bastion Widow strat with going in the high ground, because this is where the Bastion can reach you without you having to force any rotations. There is a Widow now from the side of, oh, they're trying the Gladiator strat. Oh, they're trying the Gladiator strat. Unfortunately, it does not seem to actually. Vaz does get the kill into Rednix, and now there is exactly what I was talking about. Vindication are just hugging that right wall there from the side of the attackers, where you have to force a rotation out of the defenders, but they're playing it smart. Lions is not actually dropping on the point. They've set up the Bastion really on the edge just to be able to shoot down from there. The Widow is in main though, Vaz, and he is trying to hit shots, but the hard pocket on the Bastion is enough to stop Vindication's attack, who did get 2 ticks though.
That's good for Vindication, I'd say, purely on the fact that one, Sniper's just wasted his ult, and two...
He did. Why is no one realising there is a Zarya in the little health kit room? Thank you.
But not just that, two, they only have to get 1 tick, and they've got the Bastion off the high ground.
They've gotten 2 ticks. I have to correct it there.
No, I said they only, have to get 1 left. 1 left to go.
Oh yeah, okay. So I misunderstood you.
And they've got the Bastion off the high ground.
Yeah, that's true. But now they are, Lions are switching to a different position with Rednix now off the Widow. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem as though he would he feels confident enough about that Widow 1v1. You know, very interesting position. I've not actually seen that being played with Lions being on that really far back high ground with the Bastion. Now, you can be pushed up, they can be pushed there, which it seems Vindication is going to be trying to do now, as Jojo and the Swagman are right there to stop their advance. Now, there has to be a rotation from the side of Lions Academy. I don't really know where, to be honest. There comes the Graviton with the Bastion, but Bastion Sniper getting that as Carl gets killed by Ibby as well, so it's already 2-3 down for the side of Lions, well, on the side of Vindication, and Ibby is just popping off on that. Orisa getting 3 kills and the cleanup coming in from the Bastion. Interesting positioning. I guess you wouldn't really know how to deal with it. I mean, I wouldn't.
I'm just going to point something out real quick that you might not notice. When that Lucia came at Ibby, Ibby was on 2 HP.
Oh, he was. Oh, jeez. Huge support plays then. I mean, they are always underappreciated, to be honest. Yeah. Now, Vindication trying a different approach now, just hugging a wall again, which is always the smartest thing. You don't want to give your Bastion any sidelines, to be honest, but Ibby with a huge bomb getting Carl. There is the D-Mac onto this, not the Swag, man, what am I talking about? Onto Speedy Guns as well. And now it is a fight on the point with the Bastion still set up. There is a Diva Bomb getting nothing actually. Sniper now shooting Spaceys back. Such huge plays from the side of Lions. What a defense. Jojo getting killed to Vats as Cypher dies. So that's the main support down. There will be no hard pocket for Sniper anymore. But they don't need it. The only one left there is Carl now on that Moira, and he will drop quickly. It's 5 seconds remaining, and Vindication has no time to come back to one. There is a charge, and it's too late. It's Lions taking Anubis. It's 2-1 now for Lions Academy. What is going on? I mean, to get this discussion started about what Lions did so terribly right and this defense, I mean, obviously that Bastion was key, but to go a bit more in depth, I think it was just Vindication's lack of knowing how to deal with a weirdly positioned Bastion. I don't know, Devil, what do you think? What should they have done to deal with it, or what could they have done?
I'd say same as you. I would not know in that position, because that
yeah,
shocked me as well. I've never seen a Bastion in that position before, so you never know what to do against it.
I think my best bet would have been to rush him with the Goats composition. I mean, Vindication only tried it once with a Grav and failed. I think what they just need to do is to go through the wicked corridor, because there are no long sidelines for the Bastion, so you could possibly rush him there. But Bastion is a Goat's counter, especially with long and good sidelines, which he had for the most part. So yeah, it's just huge plays from Lions Academy, such a huge wild card. I mean, it paid off. Huge risk, huge reward. So yeah, it's now 2-1 for Lions Academy in this fight for the 3rd place in the Chaos League. Now onto the 4th map in this best of 5 series. What's the next map? Rialto? Tell us about it, Devil.
Well, Widow could be strong in this, and so could Dive, but you've seen a lot of Orisa, Hog, Lucia comps on defense that purely there just for the pull, to pull off the map. So you never know what you can see from both teams.
Yeah, no, Rialto is a very interesting map again. Goats is rather dominant here, but with a lot of high ground to play with, especially on the first point, things like dive or more interesting compositions are viable as well. So Rialto is actually one of the few new maps that I really enjoyed. So I'm looking forward to this map.
Again, but if we go into the last map, when Vindication pushed up to the high ground, when they was on the back, when they was all the way at the back, in that weird position where I don't know what made them thought of that, but they pushed in with the Rhine, but they needed to do bubble, Moira heal, and defense matrix to get the Rhine into the fight first, because Rhine just came in and just died instantly.
Actually, thinking about it, Fabulously possibly could have been good as well because she could have spammed the Bastion from all the way over at the bridge. Or just an Ana, which could have given, well, maybe like an Ana Moira Lucio goats, which could have given your Reinhardt then even more healing and possibly sleep the Bastion. But I mean, that's all just speculation. As you said, I have no idea how to properly, or what would be a safe way of dealing with it. But yeah, now onto Rialto. Lions back on the attack. Yeah, talk about picks, talk about predictions, talk about comms.
Now,
Everything.
You saw this a lot in the World Cup. What Vindication's doing for defense is the quad tank, which a lot of teams actually did that. So
I have to say this, poor Spacey, he would have loved to be here now in Casters, even though he's playing it now. This is his favorite com. I will never forget it. He said it so many times. Slambulance. He loves playing this. Now, my own 2 cents on the matter. I think it is good for the first fight because it's got a huge surprise factor to it, because you rush them right when they come out of their spawn. You just don't expect it as an attacker. But after that, it's rather easily dealt with because there's not that much damage, not as much sustain as with the ghost composition, and if you know what's coming, you can deal with it so much easier.
yeah, as soon as Lions spot this, all they need to really do is switch to that Lucio or Goat itself, and just push into them.
So it's now that Goat has just so much more sustain. That's the Slambulance. We can already see that setup from Vindication. It's going to be really interesting to see. I've never casted a proper Slambulance play. And they're already asleep onto Spacey and its lines now. Being slammed into the spawn, but Ibi is fighting a lot and there are no kills coming in for it. Oh, that's a shame. Cypher getting charged, but the Slambulance does not seem to work out. 2 kills and a D already in favor of Lions. And they do have the spawn advantage. That Pharmacy Sniper on that Pharah and Redneck is on that Widow. Just dismantling the Slambulance. Oh, poor Spacey. He must be raging. And we are seeing the switches now to the Widow and the rest to the Goats composition with Zenyatta instead of Moira though, so the counter to the traditional Goats here with the Widow, probably just to counter the Pharmacy there. That has proven to be able to do that, so I'm interested to see what happens here. Oh, Rednix, a huge kill onto Vance though, with Jojo dropping 2 speed guns, but there is the Barrage getting 2 already, but Vindication, they are not done getting a kill onto Ibi and Sniper in the middle of his Barrage, but this Redman is alive on a lot of charge, getting a kill onto Carl and a lot of damage onto the enemy Brigitte. Speedy Guns now coming back to his team now to group up. Lions not really pushing, playing rather laid back here. Ibi now back on the point though, Spacey is as well though. There is a Graviton 4, there is the Graviton, and a counter shot, a huge counter shot from Spacey, so there is no follow-up anymore. I think Ibi should have swung there, he could have gotten some kills, but Rednix, oh, what a huge shatter by
I
Ibi.
said that was a wasted shot to her.
You think so, or not?
There was only Spacey and the Zarya left.
But Spacey got shut down in the middle of his shatter.
True.
Which could have turned it all around. So
yeah. Well, from
I think it was
from
not.
Ibi's shatter though, I say it's a wasted.
You think so? I don't think it's completely wasted.
Because if you actually saw it proper, it was Jojo who slept Spacey in mid shatter, and that's why Spacey didn't get it off. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, alrighty. Then yeah, then it's true. That was a bit. Yeah. Yeah.
So
okay.
all the
Fair
shatter
enough.
got was the Zarya.
Yeah, fair enough. The Zarya was not... Actually, Zarya now very close to the grab. Donza having it ready. Speedy Guns getting the first kill to Jodra in this engagement though, getting rest back up though, so it's again... This time though, it's Vats taking the Widow 1v1 and Cypher as well, so it's now Vindication at a huge advantage of pushing Lions back. A low Spacey getting a kill on this Redman, Donza onto Jojo, and that's Lions completely dealt with.
So we've seen a Grav, a Shatter and a Transcendence versus a Nano, Grav and Barrage.
Now with that Grav though, Ibby could be building his Shatter rather quickly as well. Now it's Rednix being the dominant Widow again. It's 3-1 for him in this Widow 1v1. So yeah, there has to be a huge Grav now to turn this around for Vindication, otherwise they should just back off and group up, and I think they are doing just that. There comes the Barrage though, yeah, catching Donner and Speedy Guns out of position, that's huge! That could give them the second checkpoint, and it does! What a Barrage from Sniper, that Graviton would have been a pain to deal with for Lions, but they didn't need to. Sniper just shutting it down completely, very well played. Huge Barrage.
Yeah, Sniper's got to give a huge thanks to Swagman then. Swagman with the huge bubble stopped Carl from killing Sniper.
Now we do see Vance switch over to the McCree. He has seen that he unfortunately can't do a lot against Rednix's Widow, who's now on the 100 as well. Oh, there comes a Shatter and a Graviton for the side of Lions, and might they take advantage of it. 3 kills coming out of the Shatter, the 4th one just following up as Sniper gets rest back up. So it's Lions being really dominant here, they're playing really well. Unfortunately, again, not that good of an ult economy. Oh, what a Shatter! Ibby dropping his shield just in time for Spacey to get his team. And his Vindication getting 3 kills off that Shatter. Huge! poor Ibby just let go of that button at the wrong time. And that's 1 ultimate to win the fight, so that's really good economy here. And that is what Live should be doing. Oh yeah, exactly. That's why Shatter is one of the best ultimates in the game, in my opinion.
Oh, I love getting 6Ks with that thing.
Oh, dude, the story about my first 6K on Reinhardt, I will never forget that. But now again, Sniper having another Barrage. Unfortunately, he just shoots it into a wall and then getting killed by Carl, still in the middle of it. I mean, when you are barraging as a Pharah, you do need your Zarya to bubble your ult to be saved in any other kind of way, because you're just sitting back, you're waiting to get shot by anything, really. You don't even need to be a hit scan to deal with an ulting Pharah. And that's exactly what happened. Carl on that Zenyatta hitting his shots. And this shot.
From the Zarya on Vindication side, I like that Grav, but the problem is he didn't communicate it to his team, because his team was too far back, so they couldn't push up onto it. Vindication did come back and win the fight, but the Grav was just wasted at that point because the communication wasn't there.
I mean, but Donzo is rather close to it as well again, so you know, 70%. It's, if you can make up for it, it's not a big problem in my opinion. But yeah, it's gonna be hard for Lions now to take this next fight, as they have already lost Redney. Then they're running into a high noon, but it doesn't matter. Vindication are going aggressive, and that's the correct thing to do when you've got a pick. Even on the fence, go aggressive, get those kills, get those daggers, get that ult charge. Because, if, as you can see, out of having 4 ultimates, they made 5. And that's what you want to see on your team. That's what you want to do. Now Alliance engaging and trying to get the point. There is a Shatter coming from Spacey, only getting Sniper, but that might be enough. Now, oh, both defensive ultimates being used from the side of Vindication. There are not enough communication to prevent that from happening, but it doesn't matter. The fight is won, and they do still have that Graviton left and basically high noon again. It's Lives now, though, with the ulted violence. They do only have to have 20 seconds left, so they need to switch to Lucio probably now to get back to the point in time. If they can, though, that Shatter, that Grav, that Nano boost might be able to win them this fight. Don't you think, Devil?
I think, yeah, but if this Zarya does what I think she's going to do, she's just going to grab him and make him not even be able to touch the point anymore. There we go.
True. There is the Grav getting 2 people already. There is the Shatter now from the side of Ibby, it doesn't really find anyone though. It's again all blue in the
graph.
kill feed. Yeah, I saw the graph just getting 2 people in it and keep preventing them from going to the point. Well played. Exactly what you said. Yeah, that's the correct way to deal with it. It's a shame when you have to do these desperate pushes because you've only got 20 seconds left, because they're basically set to fail even if you've got the ult advantage, because you can't properly set them up, you can't really think about how to use them, you just have to use them in a very desperate fashion. Like I said, which basically 80% of the time, 70 maybe, it fails, unfortunately.
This is what I want to see from Carl more often. Was this Ana of his, I really want to see it again. Especially how he played it last time on Anubis defense.
Oh yeah, his sleeves were on point. As a Reinhardt main, I can tell you right now how bloody annoying it is to be slapped all the time, especially how frustrating it is getting slapped in the chatter. So it's not only the physical battle that Vindication is winning at that point. Well, actually, yeah, it's also the psychological, possibly getting frustrated and then not playing well is unfortunately a very real thing, which I've seen multiple of times.
This is a standard defense. I was thinking we was going to see more, especially from it Lions Academy, the Orisa on the high ground.
Yeah, that 3 round stretch seeing that, but interestingly enough, they've only got the Ana with them on high. Never mind, they're all there now. I shouldn't even be talking really, but it's Rednick's back on the Widow. He did prove himself to be a very good Widow, and they've got Sniper on that Pharmacy again as well. Pharmacy, especially for his first point, she's got so much cover, so many buildings to hide behind, and Rednick is getting the first kill to Vance again, who is the respective opponent Widow, enemy Widow. I don't know, but it is Vindication pushing the panel rather far. Sniper getting to the speedy guns though, yeah, running a Doomfist into a Pharmacy is rather hard, but there's no one contesting the point. Ibby now dropping down at the wrong point in my opinion, but it doesn't matter, as the only one they need to push is a Winston Diva now. Yeah, it is Spacey being behind enemy lines there, but he will be getting back to his team rather quickly. Rednings, who did lose the Widow 1v1, will just be rushed back up, so it's back to neutral.
Well, that's just kind of ironic. The Widow takes out the Ana, and then the Ana takes out the Widow.
But yeah, huge plays from the side of Lions. Their defense is really on point today. Like the last map as well, how they defended that Temple of Anubis first point. They seem to be really good at defending, and unfortunately not. I mean, their attack is really solid as well, but not nearly as good as their defense, really. There comes the dive Spacey getting slapped instantly, anti-ed and killed in the matter of about 2 seconds. And it is Lions taking it again. Carl dropping as well to the Swagman at Diva, just well, a huge place now. Rednings will be killed by Speedy Guns, who shouldn't be on Doomfist still. Running Doomfist into a Pharmacy is so hard, running it into a Whistle is so hard. Vindication is getting countered, and all their adaptability from the other games is just gone. I don't know where it is. Actually, I have switched now, let's see how this works, but oh, Rednix getting 2 kills onto both DPSs. What is going on? The Madman on Widow. And now it is running into 6 ultimates. That I have said this before on other occasions, but running into this brick wall of 6 ultimates is going to be a real struggle for Vindication EU here. It comes to Diva Bomb. It will get Jojo actually. That's gonna be huge. That means no nano boost for their main tank. Oh, the bombers are being deployed, but CB will drop in the process, and now it's Vindication taking the point. What is going on? 4 ultimates have been used, and none of them got any value from the side of Lions. What the hell? Devil, you want to recap on that?
I mean, that Diva Bomb just started it all off, getting that Ana. getting the big pick onto the Ana so the Mercy could not farm Mercy anymore. Then as soon as the farm Mercy ult came in, D.Va just came in and blocked it all, and it was just one fight from there.
Ooh. Yeah, no, really well played from the start of Vindication there. They actually bursted through that brick wall I was talking about. Again, gotta talk about a couple of kills again. But yeah, this is something I've really not seen up, because normally having such a ridiculous ult advantage is basically unwinnable against. Now on to the next engagement though. It's Vindication getting a few kills here and there, but no real fight is breaking out. That's on the McCree, using his his Deadeye rather early. Now it is Redden, he's trying to get some kills there, but just building his ultimate, he will have his bomb as well as Sniper having his barrage, so that might be they might be able to get some value of that. But there are 3 ultimates, especially that Shatter from Spacey should find a lot of value. It's Vindication are playing a bit laid back. That's countering Redness though really solid, really well done. When it comes to Shatter fighting no one, that's is popping off. So getting a 3rd kill onto Sniper as well. That's the Lions Academy dismantled here. As Spacey will get the next kill onto Ibby, and then the last kill onto Cypher is found. I think you can say found. Ooh, now Sniper in the last 0.03 meters does contest, timing a kill with his barrage, but I don't think it was a smart thing to do because he could use it in the next fight. Speedy Gun's now finding 3 kills. Vindication's DPSs are just so good, finding such huge plays here, as they will hopefully finally take the point. Now it is Sniper on the Doomfist himself trying to contest, but he will be killed before he can even touch it. Spacey getting 2 kills onto Cypher and then Sniper. Now I do think we do need to see some switches from lines. They are running into that Doomfist. I think the Pharmacy wasn't actually bad. I don't really know where they switched it. Probably just to contest, but yeah, Devil, what do you think of the switches we've seen?
And the switch has been decent. Like the Doomfist to go against the Doomfist is good. The Tracer I don't see as a very good. It's a decent pick, but I don't see as a very good pick because Vads is popping off with his stuns right now. So if that Tracer just comes at him, he's just gonna stun that Tracer instantly. Again, the Mercy Ana, that needs a switch in my opinion. I don't really like it. Stick with the Ana because you got the Nano. But as for the Mercy, I'd rather have a Lucio involved into it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Now onto the possibly last engagement now. The ultimate, the D.Va bomb used from the start of Vindication a bit early in my opinion, just trying to zone lines into their spawn, but they don't need it now. Vindication being in the kill feed basically alone. There comes a huge bomb find. Oh, actually I say huge, it only found 1, and that is Vindication taking Rialto. This is going to be taken to the 5th map. It's yeah, tied again. It's just such a decent and entertaining matchup here. They are both really. I'm missing all the words again. Help me out, please.
I can't because I need toilet, so I'll be back in 2 secs. I've been holding this in. I've been holding this in this entire game. Back in 2 secs.
Oh gosh, then. I shall talk to myself then a bit. You know, very entertaining. They're both very decent teams. Obviously, it is a very balanced fight, really, with Vindication taking the first map and then Lions being very dominant in the next 2. Their defense was so ridiculously good, and now it's Vindication coming back again, tying the series up to a 2-2. This is ridiculous, really. It's obviously either team wants to have the 3rd place here. I mean, you know, the 4th place will get no glory. They are right in that. But I mean, on to the last map for this series. It is gonna be. Get on phone. Don't let me down now. Nepal. Thank you. See, I don't even need my phone. Now Nepal. I think looking back at the first map, Busan, in the control sense, my prediction would be now that Vindication is the better control team. They did semi-stomp on Busan. And there is no huge defense that Lions Academy could pull off. I mean, once they get the point, but there is always basically an attack involved. So I think Vindication will have the upper hand here by how they played so far. But you know, anything can happen, and Nepal is a dive-heavy map at some point as well. So who knows? And the Orisa Hawk play for the Sanctuary or Sanctum. I don't know.
Alright guys, let's go into the final 5th map. 2-2, let's see who wins it.
We need to hype this up properly now, Devil Dude.
Yep, let's see who wins this final map.
It's gonna destroy my throat, but let's hype it, dude. Let's hype it.
I'm surprised how close the game's actually been though.
Oh yeah, no, certainly.
Because
again, after the... yeah.
Because me and my team with Rebel, we played against both these teams. Vindication in the league we actually lost to, but by forfeit because we didn't have enough players. But Lions we went and beat, and Vindication has always been a close game between my team and both these two teams. But I didn't think it was going to be close between these two teams.
To be honest, I did think the same after the first map. After Busan, I thought Vindication will have this in the bag. They weren't by far the better team, but they just were like those slight things they were just better at, like focus fire, like ult usage, like ult economy. But I think the biggest strength of Lions Academy is how they get better at the game. I know when they started up, they were a mess, but they got better. They improved a lot, and I think that's what Lions Academy's strength is. They always improve. They never stay at one skill level, so to speak. They haven't hit their skill ceiling yet. I think that's what makes them dangerous, really. That's what makes them a force to be reckoned, and a force to be reckoned with. And obviously, they are taking this into the 5th map. I mean, you know, it's obviously they are here for a reason. Yeah, now on to the first map, Nepal. This is where I was talking about where you would see a lot of Orisa Hawk played. This is why I actually really dislike this. I find it so... I think of it so... Oh, what a pull onto Ratniks. You hate to see it happen, that's why you play it. But 2 kills already for the side of Lions, so they are pulling it back, and they just need to rush down that Orisa. That's the strength of the runner. And another huge pull! Spacey! Stop it! And then Speedy God's following up on it with 2 kills on the sniper and Jojo. So after the mad disadvantage, it is Vindication taking the point back after Lions took it for 11%. I'm really sad now, my bottle is actually empty, and
mine's almost.
Make this quick, any of you. No, I want to see entertaining and good matches, so don't make it quick. Spacey getting the first kill in this next engagement on Ratniks again. Ratniks unfortunately dropping really early these fights right now. Now it is a huge fight on the point again. I mean, oh, and another huge kill on Spacey this time. This is just loads of environmental kills. As Ibi will get a charge onto Carl after using his shatter, which did get 2 with it. That's a team kill. Well played from Lions, taking the point back really quickly.
The only thing I hate about watching GOATs is you never know who to expect it.
Oh, no, that's why it's a hassle to cast, yeah. It's just a big, huge ball on the point. No, I know what you mean, actually. Now we do see the goat switch on this sort of indication as well too. The traditional, no, it is the goats. Sorry.
Yeah, it's exact same goats.
Yeah, it's now Zen goats versus Zen goats, and it is probably Lions going to be taking this with their Transcendence. They've just got that sustainability that Vindication does not have yet. There is a development as well. I think a bit wasted. It didn't even need to zone really. He could have gotten his mech back a different way. But yeah, it's Lions defending this really solid, only because they had the Transcendence though, so the next fight could still be anyone's, could again be anyone's game.
Okay. I could say it could go to Vindication because the Lions won with the Trans, and now Vindication has the Trans.
It's okay, indeed. They are getting close to the Shatter and Graviton as well. We do see a Graviton ready on this side, and basically a Shatter as well on the side of Lions as well. But oh, there comes the grab, already countered by the Transcendence though. That's why Shatter it into the grab though? When there's such Transcendence up, now the counter Shatter comes from Spacey, and this will get a lot more value as well as the Graviton. So many ultimates, so many high value ultimates as well, and it is still Lions coming out on top, getting a DMAC and first kill onto Spacey, as Carl will drop to Merc as well. Now it is a huge final point. Vindication cannot afford to lose this one though, so they have to pull in every ultimate they have. Now it is Vaz fine getting his mech back, but Donza will be killed by Merc. Merc and Lucio getting, oh my god, Spelling is now getting a boop onto Ibby as Vaz falls off the point as well. Now Spacey is on the point, just there to contest, falling victim to the zone of the Swagman's Diva Bomb. Jesus, that was a lot of ultimates. Do you want to do a quick recap of that last fight? Because that was a lot to take in there. Oh no, I've been left. Well then, I shall do it. Well, really, it was a mess to see, really, with first Lions Academy using the Graviton, which was fine, getting then countered by the Zenyatta Transcendence, which was to be expected, but then Ibby shattered into the Graviton as well, which was really unnecessary in my opinion, because it was still being countered by the Transcendence, and then Spacey on the Vindications run out shattered, but it was still Lions coming out of on top, Summer with, yeah, not enough follow-up, not enough people being shattered by Spacey. But now onto the second round, Lions could take this here and be a third place in the Chaos League here. It's now a big brawl on the point, Goats v Goats really, it's on both sides run. Actually, no, Zen Goats on the side of Lions and the traditional Goats on the side of Vindication. Now it does seem as though, no, it does not seem, it's very equal again, it's still a very equal fight, but Lions Academy is slowly but surely coming out on top, with Spacey dropping half there as he got countered, but already a Shatter, Spacey having it in the first fight, huge Shatter finding two and turning the fight around with that. That's what you need. When you're losing a fight, you need ultimates like that from your tanks to turn it all around. Well played.
Well, again, what I say is this next fight could go to Lions as well, because Ibby's got the Shatter himself.
He does indeed. So and we are getting close to a grab on either side.
Yep, a lot of odds coming for both teams.
Exactly. I'm not allowed to curse on stream, but yeah, we're gonna see a huge mess probably again on the fight. Oh, that comes a huge grab, finding all six in there, and there's the follow-up Spacey charging in and just swinging through cleaving, finding 3 kills. My oh my, what a grab. No, I mean, what is there more to say than well played by Donza. Risky, because it could have been eaten, but it didn't, so
but Spacey also knows
I'll tip my hat to that.
Oh, Lions though, with the brick wall of 6 ults.
Indeed, but looking at how they won against that brick wall, how they broke it so dominantly the last time they were going up against it, I think Lions is just a bit too feeling too safe with a huge unfortunately not enough. That shatter was huge. By Ibby shattering the bomber there for preventing any huge value, but again, it doesn't matter. Vindication, they've got so much follow-up, they've got so much aggression after one ultimate that they can just they can fight against those 6 ultimates and they can win. And yeah, again, 3 ultimates used from the sort of Lions, and Vindication still came out on top. This is exactly what I was talking about. Vindication, I don't know how, but they're really good against against those ult advantages. Now on to possibly the last fight, if Vindication will take it on the point. Lions now finally engaging, getting the DMAC, and the first kill probably, no, never mind, there is the Graviton, not finding any value though, because there is the Transcendence. Actually, now the bead was dropped by Spelling his hair, and the Transcendence was used by Joja. Now Ibby finally finding the first kill onto Vaz, so leaving us in a disadvantage as Lions already took the point. And now I believe Vindication should back up and regroup, and they are trying to. Now this is where Lions needs to go aggressive. They can get some staggers here and some ult charge, and they are doing exactly that, finding Spacey and possibly, yeah, spelling is out, dropping as well. Now this is, Vindication is being pushed back to this spawn, so this is where you fall back, you've had your ultimate charge, you've had your fun pushing, you've had your aggression. Now you can pull back, you can chill a bit. Now on to this next fight. Vindication is going quite aggressively, popping Coalescence to push in with it, but no value from it yet. It is only Lions being pushed off the high ground, actually getting killed to sniper. Both Brigitas are dead now. There is a Graviton being used. The beat used to counter it on the side of Lions, who will survive the Grav. Donza dropping in the process to Rednix, who's finally not dying every time in the first bit of the fight, and it's Lions defending it again, getting to 90%. This might actually be Lions taking this fight. There's not enough time to come back. It is now Vindication having to push. There's the Graviton zoning everyone up now. It's in the overtime, 99 to 99% on the point. 2 kills or 3 kills already for the side of Vindication. Now it's Donza on the point. It's Hammond. He will have to get. Now he dies. Space. He is coming back. He's being zoned. Then body blocked up. And then it's Lions taking it. Lions being the 3rd place in the Chaos League. Winning in this really tense matchup against Vindication in the 5th map. What a play. What a game. What a match.
Great match. That was so fun to watch. I just hope the final's going to live up to the same standard.
Oh yeah, I do. Now that was a lot of fun to cast. My god, I did not expect this after the first game. It was... I mean, Lions, their defensive plays are just so ridiculously huge. Spacey, you didn't uphold your promise to me. You lost. It was not a stomp. Like I said, come back to casting with me, dude. You get better at that. I'm too toxic. I apologize, but I need to. No, but what an entertaining match. But really solid. Yeah, such an entertaining match. Like you said, so much fun to watch. Yeah, Jesus. Well played, both teams. Having such huge defenses. Well, I believe we're gonna stop the stream for now and be back with the finals. So yeah, thank you for watching this fight for the 3rd place, which was taken by Lions Academy 3-2, taken up until the last map. Yeah, we will be back with the finals. Do you want to quickly do an outro as well?
No, you did it for me.
Oh, well, okay, but then at least let me say so. It's gonna be, the final's gonna be between Hectic and Brigade Esports.
Yep.
So be sure to tune in for that as well. Should be huge. Yeah, should be at least as huge as this match. I mean, it's the finals.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll see you then.